Shri Satchidananda Satguru Sainath Maharaj ki Jai. Om Sai Ram. Let us understand chapter number 18, Grace that was bestowed on me. But before that, let us do the Namasmaran, followed by chapter number 18, Grace that was bestowed on me. And then we will conclude chapter number 18 with the Aarti. Shri Satchidananda Satguru Sainath Maharaj ki Jai. Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha. 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 Om Sai Ram. Let us understand chapter number 18, Grace that was bestowed on me. I bow to Shri Ganesh, I bow to Shri Saraswati, I bow down to the Guru, I bow down to the family deity, I bow down to Shri Sita Ramachandra, I bow down to Shri Satguru Sainath. Hail to the Satguru, who is supreme and eternal. Hail to the Satguru, who is the truth of Brahman, who makes you experience that the world is illusionary. Hail, hail to him, who is the controller of Maya. Hail, hail to you, without beginning or end. Hail, hail to you, beyond duality. Hail, hail to you, who is immutable. Oh, you are the only one who teaches the true nature of self. Can a salt doll return from a bath in the ocean? This can never happen. It is the same with you. The Vedas and the Shrutis discuss day and night that which cannot be defined. You can point it out easily to the devotees. If by luck you lay siege to someone, then that one will never entertain selfish thoughts of the difference between yours and mine. In the last chapter, the pure story unfolding the meaning of Brahman and how the avariciousness of the Brahmarti was an obstacle was described. Now the story about how I received Baba's blessings. Oh listeners, listen respectfully, for it will reveal Baba's ways of giving guidance. This story is also interesting. I will relate to it as it happened. Listeners should listen with a calm mind for their own good. If the listener is keen and has due respect, the speaker also gets the right enthusiasm and his heart overflows with love. It is enjoyable for both of them without any change of mind or feeling, even the slightest, measured and according to each one's capabilities. Baba showed the true path and preached in accordance with that. Many people are of the opinion that whatever a guru has told them should not be divulged to anybody, otherwise, the guru's words will become ineffective. But this is entirely imaginary, and unnecessary fuss was made. Not only things taught personally, but dream visions too have been told to all, word for word. If you assume this to be untrue, I can support it with the example of Buddha Kaushika Rishi, who was taught the Ramaraksha Stotra in his dream, which he taught to all. The Guru is like a moisture laden cloud of the rainy season who fondly showers water in the form of contentment. Why should it be hoarded? On the contrary, one should drink to one's heart's content and should also serve others. A mother holds the chin of the child, and lovingly feeds medicine for the sake of its health. Baba's skill was similar. His ways were not secretive. Listen carefully how unexpectedly he would fulfill the wishes of his devotees. Blessed, blessed is the company of the Satguru. Who can describe his powers? When memories of his words are recalled one by one, I am inspired greatly. If you pray to God with love and serve the Guru and perform the puja, you will receive that knowledge which only Guru has. All the other means are useless. This path of the world is full of confusion and dim. The words of the Guru shine like rays from a lamp to make it smooth and perceivable. Guru is actually God Himself. He is Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar. Guru is reality. Guru is Almighty. Guru is the Supreme Brahman. Guru is the mother and Guru is the father. Guru is the protector. When God's wrath is incurred, but when Guru is angry, nobody can protect you. Remember this always. Guru is the guide for worldly behavior, the rituals, pilgrimages to holy places. He is the guide to what is right and wrong, to practice non attachment. He is the exponent of the Vedas and Upanishads. The saints open up the inner eyes of the intellect and reveal the grandeur of the inner self. They fulfill all the wishes of the devotees and they are extremely tender at heart and compassionate. They cause the passions to disappear even in the sleep. True knowledge pulsates because of their blessings. The twin fruits of self denial and self control are obtained. If one is able to get close to the saint, serve him and love him like the wish fulfilling tree. He fulfills all the wishes of the devotees and wards off all miseries. Always practice truth. Listen to the stories about saints. Bow down at the feet of saints. Sins will be washed away. When Lord Rie was the governor of the state, he overthrew the Cowford regime. At that time, a well known gentleman became Baba's devotee. This world is full of threefold misery and is false. This gentleman suffered heavy losses in business and was disheartened. He gave up everything and left home. He was greatly perturbed. He decided to take a journey far off place where he would be happy in seclusion. When a person is in tremendous difficulty, then he remembers God, and that too with great difficulty. Then the devotee continued and called out God's name and became a follower. Till the sins are not diminished, just reciting God's name does not help. Afterwards, seeing the devotion, God leads him to a saint. Similarly, it happened for that devotee. Seeing him utterly fed up of the world, his friends gave him a good advice. Listen to that. Why don't you go to Shirdi and take darshan of Samartha Sainath? Pray to him, the saint who is the cloud of mercy. If one is able to get the company of a saint, every even for a moment, the wayward mind becomes steady and immediately settles at the feet of God, from where it is difficult to turn back. People go from far and near, humble themselves in the dust of Sai's feet, act accordingly to Maharaj's commands, and get their wishes fulfilled by serving him. Such is the widespread fame of Baba. The young and the old all know about it. If he takes pity on you, you will be freed from miseries. Shirdi at present is a holy place. Streams of people flow in and out day and night. You too can have this experience. The darshan of the saint will be beneficial. Just as a person worried about of drought and thus reduced to penury, if he suddenly is showered with ample wealth, or if a person agonized by terrible hunger is served with delicacies, he felt like that when his friends told him about Shirdi. The devotee accepted the advice, and decided to go and have an experience. He set off for Shirdi. He came to the town, had darshan, and prostrated at Sai's feet. Immediately, he felt relaxed and contented. He, who was absolute Brahman, ancient, self illuminated, unblemished, such was the vision he saw, and he was joyous. He felt that, thanks to his last birth's good fortune, he had come near Sai's feet, and his mind was at peace, free from anxiety because of the darshan. This person's surname was Sate. He was of steadfast nature. He began the recitation of the Guru Charita and practiced the ritual religiously. After 7 days of reading the book was over, Baba gave him a dream vision that night in which he was holding the book in his hand and was explaining its meaning to Sate. Baba sat on his own seat, made Sate sit in front of him, took the Guru Charita book and expertly explained it to him. Baba recited from the book and taught like a Puranika. Sate listened peacefully and full of respect. What is this about turn in my life? Thought Sate. He felt greatly surprised and was choked with love. O benevolent one, you awaken those who are resting their heads on the pillow of darkness, of ignorance, and who are snoring away in the embrace of passions. Just see, even at such time, shaking us to wakefulness, you are giving the nectar of the Guru Charita to drink. O merciful one, so be it. After he had such a dream, Sate became fully awake and he related the whole episode which had taken place to Kaka Sahib Dikshit and said, I do not understand the meaning. Only Baba is capable of knowing it. I do not know what is in his mind. Kaka, please ask him in detail. Shall I start the recitation again? Or shall I consider that whatever has been done is enough? Whatever be Baba's intentions, please ask him. Only that will put my mind to rest. Then Kaka, having found an opportune moment, told Baba about the dream. Oh Lord, through this dream, what have you to convey to Sate? Should the week long recitation be repeated or should it be terminated now? Please explain the meaning of the dream yourself and show the way to Sate. This is the only request I am making at your feet. Sate is an ardent devotee. Please have mercy on him and grant his wish. Then Baba ordered, let there be more recitation. By reading the Guru Charita, devotees are purified. If this book is recited repeatedly, it will be beneficial for them. They will receive God's blessings and the world chains will be broken off. While Baba was thus talking, I was massaging Baba's feet. I was surprised inwardly and was provoked to think, how could Baba do this? It seems that Satya had gained fruit with little effort, and I have spent years. While he gets the benefit in 7 days, Satya has only once completed the recitation of the Guru Charita in 7 days, and here I am who has done it for 40 years. Do I deserve no thought? One gets benefit within 7 days, and another has spent 7 fruitless years. I am like the Chatak, eagerly waiting and thinking, when will this merciful cloud shower on me? When will that day ever come when this jewel amongst the saints blesses me, fulfills my heart desire, and will grant me the knowledge? Shri Guru Sai loved his devotees. See his marvel. No sooner than these thoughts came to my mind than he immediately was aware of them. Such thoughts, good or bad, though born of illusion, may there be millions of them which arise and subside continuously, all come to his knowledge. The mind can imagine that which even an enemy cannot think of is a very well known saying. Though nobody else would know the thoughts, Maharaj immediately realized them, but that had But that very compassionate mother forgives everything that is evil. And at the opportune moment, she provokes the good and cultivates the right behavior. Then, having understood my thoughts, Baba said to me, "Get up, go to Shama and bring rupees 15 from him. Sit with him for a while, chat with him, come back quickly after taking Dakshina from him." Sainath took pity on me under the pretext of Dakshina and said, "Go immediately, ask for money from Shama for my sake." When such an order was given, who could dare to sit? If one should sit in spite of that, it would be disobedience. I got up and took leave. Then I left immediately. Sham Rao came out to greet. He had just taken bath and was standing there wearing a dhoti. He had finished his bath, had put on freshly laundered garments, and was draping the folds of the dhoti while reciting God's name under his breath. He said, "How have you come unexpectedly? Are you coming from the masjid? Why do you look so restless? And why are you alone today? Come and sit. I have just had a bath and I'm pleating my dhoti. I just pour the water over the images of the deity and will return in no time. By the time you eat pan, I will finish my puja and rituals. After that, we will sit comfortably and talk at leisure." Madhavrao went inside. Then I casually picked up the book of Nath Bhagwat, which was lying on the windowsill. I opened the book at random, and strangely, it was the page which I had started to read in the morning and left it incomplete. I was greatly surprised because the portion I was reading in the morning and which I had omitted due to sheer laziness, Baba made me complete and made me stick to my daily ritual. Ritual means to read a certain portion regularly. If not fully understood or done halfway, one should not get up or leave it unfinished. Otherwise, the upasana is incomplete. Now, this small story, which has come up in the course of narration, I do not like to leave. So now, listeners should listen to that story with respect regarding the Nath Bhagwat. This is the Nath Bhagavad, full of devotion to the Guru, which Sai has acknowledged and which Dikshit reads regularly. This book, written for the salvation of the world, was told to Brahma, the creator, by Narayana, Vishnu, and was the seed sowed by him in the field which Narada reaped. That farm was cultivated in tenfold ways by Badrayan and Shuka, selected a few best years of corn for the sake of Parikshit in, in his threshing ground in the scuttle. Sridhar Swami cleaned it, Janardhan Swami measured it, and Eknath prepared plenty of delicious dishes from it. The 11th chapter, which is the mine of devotion and love and happiness from the Vrindavan, with 32 corners, is the chapter which Dikshit read regularly. During the day, he would read and explain that to other devotees, and at night, he would read Bharavata Ramayana. This book was also ordered by the Guru, and Dikshit followed that authority. Nath Bhagwat is the essence of happiness and devotion to God, a second edition, as it were, of the Dhyaneshwari. This is great obligation on Maharashtra by Nath, having an early morning bath, doing daily worship of Sai and other deities, offering Naivedya and having done the Aarti, lighting of the Niranjan. Then afterwards, along with other listeners, having taken the Naivedya of milk and some fruits, he read the Poti at full length, full of respect as a daily ritual. That Poti, which was enjoyed by the great devotee of God, Tukaram, and was recited by him 1,000 times in solitude on the Bandara hill. How can its sweetness be possibly described by anybody? Sai Samartha had asked Dikshit, who was a full devotee of faith, to read the divine book, which is beneficial and capable of leading beings to their salvation. One need not go and stay in the jungles because God Himself appeared in the Uddhava Gita, chapter number 11. Those who recite it with full faith can reach God directly. In Mahabharata, there is a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, but this one between Krishna and Uddhava is better than that. It is that which is in the Bhagavad, brought out in the words by Eknath with fond understanding. So be it. This beneficent book, together with the Bhagavata Deepika of Dhyandev, the great and merciful Sainath, made people read in Shirdi. Sakharam Hari Jog was commissioned by Baba to read it at Sate's Wada, and the devotees were greatly benefited. Baba would often persuade the devotees to recite the book and would plead with them out of compassion to do so for their own good. Incomprehensible is Baba's skill of teaching. His ways and means were different for different devotees. They could be near or far away, and he would be close to them in their hearts. So he would sit in the masjid Though he would sit in the masjid and allot certain work to a person, he would get it done by extending his own powers to the person. He would tell Bapu Sahib Jog to read the Poti, which he would read regularly and religiously in the Vada, and listeners also came to listen. Every afternoon after meals, Jog would go to Baba and bow down at his feet, take Vibhuti, and ask for permission to start reading the Poti. Sometimes he read the Dhyaneshwari and sometimes the Nath Bhagavad. He would recite with the heart filled with joy and would also explain its meaning. Since this order was given, those devotees who came to visit Baba were directed by Baba to go and listen to the Poti as soon as they came. Sometimes he would tell stories in short, which the listeners would listen attentively and try to retain. No sooner he would tell them to get up and go to listen to the reading of the Poti in the Vada. When the listener, with full of devotion, would go to listen to the Poti, he would find such a story by which the meaning of the earlier story, as told by Baba, would be confirmed. The Dhyaneshwari of Dhyaneshwar, or the words of Eknath in the Bhagavad, would be found to be, as it were, adopted from Baba's story. This would be of great surprise to the listeners. Sometimes, though there would not be such a schedule as to read a certain portion from the Poti, yet Job would read it out or refer to by some coincidence. The Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavad are the two main books which contain the essence of the Bhagavad Dharma, and Job would regularly read them. Dhyaneshwari is the commentary on the Gita, which is given the title Bharvata Deepika, while Nath advocates the philosophy in a nutshell in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad. So be it. Thus, the Bhagavad Dharma fame spread. Accordingly, as a daily ritual, I used to read it regularly, but that day I missed. One story was read halfway because the people set out for the masjid. I put away the poti while reading and hurried off with them with the view to listen to Baba's stories. But Baba had something else in mind. Baba did not like my leaving the Bhagavad and doing anything else. Only for this reason, somehow or the other, Baba made me read the remaining portion of the Bhagavad. Such was the great Baba's marvel, and my affection overflowed as I remembered it. So be it. The reading of the Bhagavad was completed, and my subsidiary story also ends here. By then, Madhavraj's puja ended and he came out. Oh, there is a message from Baba which I have brought to you. bring rupees 15 as dakshina from Shama. While I was sitting and serving him, suddenly he remembered you and said, get up and go to Shama and come back with the dakshina. He also said, sit for a while in his home, chat with him for some time. After conversing with him, return thereafter. When Madhav Rao heard this, he was very much astonished and said, instead of rupees, offer him my namaskars. Say that this is my dakshina. All right, one thing is done. I am carrying 15 namaskars with me. But now come and sit and chat with me. So said I, tell me any story you choose. Quench the thirst of my desire to listen. Let the ganges of Baba's stories flow from you, for they will wash away my sins. Then Madhav Rao said, sit down. Such is the Leela of God, which you are aware. Rest for a while. Sit. Take this pan and kata. The tuna and the supari are in the box. I'll come back in a moment after putting my cap on my head. Unfathomable are the Leelas of Sai Baba. How many can I tell you? Haven't you seen enough since you came to Shirdi? I'm just a villager while all of you are from the city. To what extent can I talk about his incomprehensible Leelas before you? You told me that he was coming back and went inside, offered flowers, etc., to the deities, put on his cap quickly, and returned and sat down to talk to me. What an amazing sport of God is this! Who can understand his ways? His deeds know no bounds. He remains aloof after making his moves. Oh, you are all seekers of knowledge, one more learned than the other. Such simpletons as we are, how can we understand Baba's incomprehensible personality? Could he not explain to you during the conversation what he wanted to say? Why did he send you to me? Only he knows the meaning of his deeds because he is not mortal. Just now, while flowing with the current of these thoughts, I am reminded of a story. So let us make good use of this time by talking about it. I will relate to you an incident which took place before my eyes. Whatever was the determination one had in his mind, he saw that it was fulfilled. Sometimes Baba too puts a person's love and faith to severe test. He spares no means and then gives Upadesh. As soon as I heard the word Upadesh, I was reminded of the incident of Satya's Guru Charita. I actually felt as if lightning had struck my mind. Could it be that this incident about Shama had been contrived by Baba to ease my mind, which had become wayward in the masjid? This is indeed was an astounding deed of Baba. So be it. This line of thought was suppressed by me immediately. My eagerness to listen to the story had doubled, and let us see how this was satisfied. Thereafter, as he started telling the stories about Baba, slowly unfolding them, I felt happier by and by, realizing his love for his devotees. Afterwards, he told me another story and said that there was a wife of a Deshmukh who had thought of spending some time in the company of saints. Hearing of Sai Baba's fame, the lady came to Shirdi along with a group of people from Sangamner with a longing of Baba's darshan. She was the mother of Kasaba Deshmukh. Her name was Radhabai. With great faith in Sai, she bowed at his feet and took his darshan. She had a darshan with the right formalities. All her fatigue of a long journey disappeared, and then she remembered her mission, her ardently desired to make Sai Samartha her guru so that he would give her the right upadesh by which she would attain her goal of life. The lady was quite aged and had immense faith on Baba. She firmly resolved on getting some upadesh from him. I will not go anywhere else till Baba graces me personally and gives me a mantra whispered in my ear. The mantra should directly come from the lips of Sai because I have because if I take it from anyone else, it will be impure. Lord Sai is the holiest and foremost among saints. Let him choose to bless me. Having thus determined at heart, the lady gave up eating and drinking and became inflexible about it. She was old as it was. She had not eaten a morsel nor drunk any water. Yet she had extreme faith in Upadesh. For 3 days and nights continuously, the old woman fasted and had decided to continue it till the day Baba gave her Upadesh. What is the use of visiting Shirdi without receiving a mantra Upadesh? She remained unmovingly from the place where she was staying and was prepared to die there. She did not have any food or water for 3 days and that thus did penance. The lady was exhausted and became very sad. Madhavrao was worried and thought that the situation was not proper. What should be done about the future, as the old lady was not afraid of death? Then he went to the masjid and sat beside Baba. He asked respectfully about the day to day matters regarding general well being. Shama, what are you planning today? Is everything all right? That Narayan Teli has gone far out of bounds and is giving me a lot of trouble. Thinking about the condition of the old lady, Shama was already dejected. What exactly should he do? Gathering courage, he asked Baba, Lord, what is this confusion and mystery? Your moves are not understood by others. You make people come to this village and now you are asking my plans. That old Deshmukh woman is aged and has gone without food or water for 3 days and is solely depending on you. That old woman is very obstinate and has great faith in you. You are not even ready to look at her. Why are you making her miserable? As it is, she is like a dry stick. She is unrelenting, of a very irascible nature and strong willed. Obviously, without food, she is going to lose her life. It will be said that the old woman came with the desire to take darshan and wished to have Upadesh, but Sai Baba had no pity on her. Let her die. Baba, let not such reputation spread. Tell her what is good for her. Why don't you graze her and wipe out the probable blot? She has no strength left in her. Her life is hanging by a thread. The old woman will die and you will receive the blame. The old woman's penance is hard. We are very much worried. Unfortunately, if the old woman dies, it will be a disaster. The old woman is bent on doing injury to herself in a fit of passion. If you do not favor her, I don't see any chance of her survival. Tell her something from your lips. This chapter has reached the limit set for its length. The desire of the listeners will be fulfilled thoroughly in the next chapter, very lovingly. Later on, Baba lovingly gave Upadesh because of that old woman. By listening to it with respect, ignorance will disappear. Hema surrenders to Sai, prostrates before the listeners. Now be ready to listen to that which led you to cross the worldly ocean with least efforts. May there be well being. This is the end of the 18th chapter of Shri Sai Samartha Satcharithra, written by the devotee Hemat Pant, impelled by saints and virtuous people, called Grace That Was Bestowed on Me. This is offered to Shri Satguru Sainath. May there be auspiciousness. Om Sai Ram. Let us do the Aarti. Shri Sachidananda Satguru Sainath Maharaj ki jai. Shirdi माझे पंढरपूर साई बाबा रमावर बाबा रमावर साई बाबा रमावर शुद्ध भक्ती चंद्रभागा भाव पुंडली गंजागा पुंडली गंजागा भाव करा बाबा श्रीवंदन, साई श्रीवंदन करा बाबा श्रीवंदन, अनुपणे बाबा साई धाव पाव माझे आई, पाव माझे आई धाव पाव माझे आई, घनवने गचरण तुयति पाहिन रूप तुझे, प्रेमीन रंगीन अनंत पूजिम भवेव माहिन बने नमा, त्वमेव माता पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धु सदा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या दैरङ्गमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव, वयर्नुमा चापसन्नियर्म मुद्याकनावापतन स्वभाव, करोमि यद्यं सकलं तरस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि, अच्युतं केशवं राम नारायणं कृष्ण दामोदरं वासुदेवं हरे, ईदवं माधवं गोपिका विल्लवं जानकी नायकं रामचन्द्रं हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, श्री गुरुदेव दत्त सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय. Om Sai Ram. I urge all the listeners to read the Sai Satcharithra every day and so in Baba bless. Baba bless you. Om Sai Ram.